Welcome to the Vermilion Plug with, a bunch of people. So this is way different than what I thought. Because usually, I don't know if you guys seen it or people that have seen it, I'm usually in a room and then I have like two mics. But here I'm using the old school Bluetooth mic I was using before. And here I'm at the arena, or no, I said it wrong because before it was, what was it called?
Covered arena?
Yeah, the covered arena, but here next to the 4-H building or the fairgrounds, because farmers market there, I recognize that because I like selling my conchas there. But let's get this going. So, what do you guys do, and what's y'all's names?
My name is Marissa, and I show bunches of different types of animals, and I show exhibits at the fair as well. I show my dogs, I show horses, I show my cat. Yep.
I'm Morgan. I show horses, sheep, chicken, guinea pigs, and I also do exhibits.
I'm Trayton. I show pigs, chickens, and my dog, and I also have exhibits here at the fair.
I'm Jen, and I'm a fair board member and also a mom of a 4-H'er. Here's my son.
I'm Amy Schweinley. I'm a fair board member and also the mom of a 4-H member.
All right, sweet. So last week on Friday, I was talking to, you guys know, her name's Katie Heine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so she works at the VCDC now, and it was pretty cool because she, I think also she's a fair board member, if I'm right. Yeah. So we were talking about the Clay County Fair and all this stuff. And what's very interesting on my part is I'm more involved in the Clay County, no, not Clay County Fair, the farmers market. I like that. I really like that. It's really, really cool. And I'll give my input on some of that stuff. But when we heard about the 4-H stuff, because we also have some friends that are also involved, and then you guys are involved with the Clay County Fair. Now, one thing is, and I'm not bashing on anyone on this, and it's just I have a way different perspective. So I say this every episode, and people are annoyed. So I'm from Texas. I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So over there they have the state fair, and then they have something, I don't know if you guys know, it's called the stockyards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool. And, it's similar. They have animals, they should have the showings, and then there's carnival and this and that rides. Mm-hmm. So when I heard about the Clay County Fair, I was like, oh, snap, it's going to be just like that. And then I came, and it was still cool. But I got to change that mentality. I'm like, hey, this is a smaller town still, or a smaller county. But something that surprised me at the Clay County Fair is you guys have that derby. And that's one of the things that's like, oh, man, that is really, really cool. That's really cool. But I wanted to ask you guys, whoever wants to go, what is the 4-H? Like, tell people, what is it?
It's an organization with a bunch of different clubs that come together during fair time. If you're either showing livestock or you're making clothes for the exhibits or showing off produce or chicken eggs that you've raised over the year and that you've put your entry in and put time and money into, and you show it off at a competitive level here. And it's also kind of a ticket to state fair if you do good, and we'll go to the Southgood State Fair.
Now you mentioned one of the animals you guys show. Can you repeat that again? You guys do, if I remember,
I show pigs and chickens and dogs.
So how does the judging work? Like, what do they look at? I know I've seen when you guys show everything, but I don't know. I don't know none of this stuff, so I don't know what I'm looking at. But what did they generally look at?
So what? I'll just base it off the class. Last year I was in a breeding purebred class for my Duroc Gilt, and we'd bring it into the show ring, and they would have, I don't know if it was a full class or a small class, but they'll bring everyone in, or just a class level, so it's probably 8 or so kids with 8 or so pigs, and we'll show them here in the ring, and the judge will pick his winner of the class. Then they'll be put off to the side, and he'll give out explanations of why your pig was put here and further on down the line. And later they'll have a champion drive, so where everyone that did win their own class, if it was a big class, they'd have the champion drive, so that's all the winners of every class to get a grand and reserve champion. And mainly for pigs, mainly they're looking for weight and how good their muscle shape is and their skeleton, and just kind of how well it walks. Like if you know how to walk your pig and you can get all the good angles that they want for the judge, then that's what they're looking for.
Oh, okay. So it's, I guess with the showing, is it more like the, what do you call it, the physical features and
Yes.
everything?
Yep. It's kind of how it's kind of like a bodybuilder. You want to,
Okay.
you kind of want to get the muscle, but you also want good meat value off of it.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's a good analogy. I like that. I never thought about it like that. So with when they do the showings, like if if you keep going on and continuing with the animals, what happens after they're done? Are they just
I guess before county fair, there's a lot of jackpot shows, so you can go to that, and it's a money-based competition. So if you win that show, then you'll get money off of it or a ribbon for it. And it'll come to county fair, and there's a little bit more shows after the county fair. State fair is normally kind of the end of showing for the season, and after that, they'll either be bred for a next generation of piglets, or they'll go to market. And it's a sad thing to think about when you think all your pigs can go off to market, but then once you actually realize like it's gonna feed someone, and you put all that time and effort into it, and it actually you raised that pig yourself, and now it completed its life.
okay? With the animals, is there like a favorite one you guys like doing? Like one you prefer?
I prefer pigs. They're like dogs, really. They act just like a dog.
Really?
Oh yeah, very smart animals.
Oh snap! That's kind of cool. Now, did you guys have anything like I heard, if I remember right, I don't know if you guys said it before. Is it like other like guinea pigs or horses, or do you guys do anything like that too?
Yeah, so me and Marissa show horses, and then she shows cats and I show my guinea pigs. And those are both at the same show, the companion animal show. And so I feel like for horses, they're looking for more of like how well do you work with your horse? Like does your horse listen to you? Like how your horse control mainly in those shows. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah. And so with horses, there are a few different parts of it. There's a bunch of different events in the horse show, and it's half and half really. For showmanship, for example, it's half your connection with your horse and how well you maintain your posture and how you can control your horse. The other half is how well your horse looks, making sure your horse is at weight, making sure your horse has a nice complexion and they hold themselves nicely, they're well and obedient, and they just know what they're doing. And so for riding, you of course want to make sure that your horse is going to hold themselves nicely and not just run around and do whatever they want. You want to make sure that they're very controlled, but you don't want to have them controlled where you're tugging on them all the time and really being super direct and just making large motions. You want to have a very nice, relaxed ride where it doesn't look like you're doing much, but your horse is really listening and paying attention to you, and that will get you a lot of points at a show.
Okay, with the I guess it could be with all the animals. Are they bred a certain way? Because I don't know anything about this stuff, and I should pay more attention. Like I think I figured out about cows. I didn't know there was like a certain breed of cows for just like meat, and certain for milk. I thought it was all the same. So I'm guessing it's the same with horses, with the pigs, and with chickens and all that. Am I right? Or
So like you were saying, I know with sheep we have like market lambs and we have cotton wools. So the cotton wools are more for their wool. They're really woolly and they're like got the white curly wool. And then the market lambs, like Trenton was saying, they will go to market after their year of showing.
okay.
Yeah. So what you'll typically see in a market situation for cattle, sheep, pigs, they'll look totally different than what a show animal would. A market animal will still have muscle, but it's not as much. They're just trying to put as much poundage, meat, and fat as they can onto them, and then they take them to slaughterhouse. But with show animals, they want that big muscle. Like they're completely bred different. Their body's a little bit different. So if you see a market pig and a show pig next to each other, their body is completely different. I mean, it's still a pig, but just the muscle, how it's built, is completely different, and it's changed so much from when 4-H just started as an organization. It was just people bringing their animals together as like a show off, like, oh, I can race the best pig, like I can race the fattest, and now it's just become a competition. You like a it's like a professional sport at this point of stuff.
One of the things that you can see and hear from all three of these is that 4-H experience is more than just the show. What they have is what they're gaining all year long. It's the leadership. It's the
Making
words,
friends.
the making friends. It's learning, right? And they really do care for these animals. These animals are cared for all year long. They're learning about the animal. When they were talking about the horses and learning to train their horses and become a partner with their horses, to learning to train their pigs and becoming a partner with their pig to be able to show them. It's that work all year long that develops them as leaders, develops their confidence. And here it develops their speaking and that composure. And that's what 4-H is all about, developing these kids as all around individuals.
Okay. With the 4-H, because is it centered mostly for younger people, right? For kids, or is it for anyone else? Well, how does that work?
It starts at age 8, but we do have the Clover Bud program, so younger kids can participate in 4-H. They can't do the actual shows. They can go and they can kind of hang out and watch, and they can do some exhibits, like some static exhibits. And they have the chicken show. They let them show, but they don't. It's not kind of. Yep, companion animals the same. So they do let the littler kids kind of participate, not at the same level as the kids 8 to 18 is what 4-H, the age range that they go to. What does 4-H stand for? The 4-H's are what?
Oh, it's the 4-H's is heart, hands, health, and head. So,
Okay.
and another cool thing is that they have open class. So for exhibits, you can be any age and you can enter in like a photo, or you can make a quilt and enter that as an exhibit, like as open class. So you kind of get judged a little differently, but you still have that opportunity to create something that you get to show at the fair.
And with the 4-H, whatever you, or what you guys do, it's not just animals. I'm guessing there's also what else do you guys do?
Static exhibits.
I do static exhibits. I'm kind of a craftsman, and I like to do metal work, so I weld. And I've made horseshoe art projects, like taking scrap metal and welding it together and making just any like art form you can think of. And I'll bring it here. Me and my dad farm, so I'll bring in ears of corn and I'll shell them, and I'll do it's horticulture, and I'll judge will base it off how good the corn looks, if it's clean. And there's whole corn. Like you can bring in any vegetable you can here, and if it looks good, then they can show it. And if you make anything.
So what thing? You say you know how to weld?
Yep, I know how to
How
weld.
old are you?
17.
All right, you already beat me. That's a valuable skill. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, and this is to anyone. So like, I'll tell you just brief, and we'll go back to it. So I remember my dad. He does all this stuff. Like we would work around the house, and he would say, "Hey, come here, so I can show you how to do this." Me, thinking I know everything. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. Now knowing all this stuff, I should have paid attention. Like I don't even know how to change my tire. So that welding thing, hey, keep that. It's a valuable skill. Now that farm stuff. So this is what's very interesting here, since I'm from the south and from the city. So there's not much farm or agriculture until we came up here. And outside, when you go outside of Vermilion, just small towns, it's ag everywhere, all the Midwest. Is it a different culture than I would say like with someone against the city? Because for me, it is different. And I don't think it's not a con. I think it's a good thing. It's different, but you guys are like, I don't know what's the word, like more involved with
Neighborly.
neighborly and more involved with the like the nature stuff and very hands on. But do you guys like that? Being working around animals, farm work, agriculture, and all that.
Yeah. I do that a lot is I'll go from working on our farm to a neighbor calling us up saying, hey, I need bales moved or I need cattle moved to this different pasture. And we'll go out and help them just because they'd do the same thing for us. So, like, if a farmer needs his crops harvested and he can't do it because of health reasons, a bunch of farmers will come together and help him. I guess, yeah, it's just based off around agriculture. This town was based off agriculture, and it just grew around that.
Okay. Now I want to dive into the Clay County stuff. The Clay County fair. Has that always been here, or did it start recently? I've only been here for I think 4 years.
Gosh, I couldn't even tell you the first date that it started. But it's been years and years. I showed at the fair when I was a kid, and it was here for several years before that. So, the fair's been a big part of the community for many years. I don't know how many for sure, but look that up.
Look it up.
Yeah, a long time.
Not historian.
And as you can see, the buildings are very old. So, but they've been around for a long time.
Okay, it's cool. Have you guys? What people have been telling me is it's growing. I think it is.
Yeah, we have an
Right.
we have an excellent fair manager, Missy O'Connor, and she has really taken the fair to the next level. Really brought in a lot of really cool things and has grown the fair. We have a great fair board where we work together and a lot of really cool ideas come out of that group, and then we try to implement it. And like this year, we're adding bull riding on Thursday night.
Yeah,
It's
can
gonna
you
be
tell me
super
about
fun.
that?
We're so excited about that.
So is it this year?
It's this year. Yep.
Ah, man, I thought
yep.
it was next because I was telling Amy that I'm not. I'm gonna be out of town for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna miss this, but I'm gonna miss the fair. But I thought I heard about the bull riding. Katie Heine was telling me, and I thought it was next year.
No, it's this year. It's gonna be fun. I'm
Okay,
really
and it is
looking forward to it.
the what is it called? When they use the ATVs in the mud?
Yep, the mud drags.
Okay, is that kind of newish too, or has that always been here?
We've been doing that for the last few years.
Okay.
We kind of depends on what is available for that year. But yeah, ATV mud drags have been really a fun thing that kids have enjoyed, and adults, they come and ride their four-wheelers through the mud and get real dirty, and it's a great time. So
Okay.
it's fun to watch.
Because when was it? Yeah, that when we came here for the first time a few years ago, and we always heard everyone said about the Derby, and then I heard about it like, yeah, they crash cars. I'm like, how exciting can that be? And then we went, and then the first thing I saw people with earmuffs.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it gonna be loud? And then I think they do a few rounds.
Mhm.
Yeah, that first round was fine. I was like, it's not that loud until it was the last or one of the last ones, and that thing was loud. And then and it was fun. I was like, this is kind of cool, and I get excited. I was yelling for some reason. I was going for someone, but I thought it was cool. That one I would come back to. That one was really cool.
But if you haven't been to a derby, you need to go to a derby. It is a lot of excitement. It is a lot of enthusiasm. People look forward to that every year. It is definitely a staple of the fair. And get there early to get a seat because it fills up fast.
Yeah, also with the Derby, I know a bunch of kids, and next year I'm planning on doing it, is getting a car ready. It's really easy to get one of these cars going for the Derby. I know 4 or 5 kids that are my age that said, hey, let's get a car together. And they got 3 or 4 cars, and they're in the same class, so they're just going to go hit each other. And then it's just kind of like a fun little competition. I mean, it's really easy to do it, and I'm thinking about doing it next year.
And then, so this is what Katie Heine told me about. And then we talked about Amy. There used to be donkey races. Yep.
That was one.
It was, yes. One year we had donkey races. They put the donkeys out there. We stood out there, had to catch our donkey, jump on the donkey, and ride that donkey around in a circle. You really didn't have any way to control this donkey, so they went every which way except the way you wanted them to go. I came in third. By the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Some donkeys bucked. Some people ended up upside down. But it was hilarious. It was a lot of fun.
Would you guys bring that back or?
I think
No.
I think enough people did it and then decided that they didn't want to do it again.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if we could convince more people to get on donkey. I mean, it's kind of like getting on a bull. Some of them were wild, but
Right?
yeah,
The draw which one you ended up on.
I know exactly. So we're trying to bring new, different things. So we try to make it. The Derby is always going to be something that we do, just because it's a big money maker for the fair and the fair board.
That would be good. Yeah, technical dip.
In my heat.
Good deal.
Third in my heat.
So I'm guessing that's a sign not to bring the donkeys, right?
I know, right?
I don't bring the donkeys.
I think probably enough people got a little hurt that they're like, no, we don't want to do that again.
Okay. So
It was fun. It was fun for you.
you guys are having the bull riding, right?
We're right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We're not riding the bulls.
No.
No.
Professionals.
Okay. Now, is there anything that you guys would like to see for the Clay County Fair, or even for the 4-H? Like anything like, what do you guys want to see out of it?
I would like to accomplish just having a larger crowd and seeing a lot more small businesses come around and be able to explore a bunch of different businesses and different cultures and stuff like that. I would also really like to see a lot more of the local businesses around town coming and kind of showing what they do. Like for our fair, we have Clay Union Electric come and they bring one of their, what is it called? Yeah, and then they show us how they fix electric and how it can be dangerous and all that. And it's really interesting, and I'd like to see a lot more of that from other companies as well.
Because I think the same thing. My mentality has changed. I gotta stop thinking, hey, it's gonna be like Texas. No, I gotta think smaller. But it's really cool. I like how it's involved, especially with people that are younger. One thing that I've heard people that they wish there was more of. Well, okay, maybe not, because they have the bounce houses, and every kid likes that. But and then this is the part where I think it might be cool, or maybe not. But like if they had like carnival rides, is that possible? Is that not? Or
Yeah, wouldn't we all love a carnival like it used to be when I was a kid? Yeah, we would love to bring a carnival here. The problem is that the city has kind of taken the softball field area that we used to have as our fairgrounds. So now there isn't enough room for a carnival, for one thing.
So that's kind of newish.
Yeah, well, yeah, in the last in the
county took it over.
Okay.
So like there's really no room for a carnival, and then also carnivals you have to book like years in advance. And so even just getting one to come at the same time, we're at the same time as the Sioux Empire Fair in Sioux Falls, and so like they have a big carnival there. So it's hard to find carnival people that will come to a small area like this and set up a few rides. So it's just not monetarily like doable for us, and we don't have the space to do it.
So that's one of the things we would really love to see for our fair is more space.
Right.
We would love to see a big 40-acre fairground where we don't have a road down the middle of the fair, where we can have, yes, we are really limited. We're limited by space, and that's a reality. We have done amazing things with the space that we have. We have a great fair board. We have a great fair director. And we are doing great things with what we have here. If we had the space, we could bring the horses and have horse shows and horse practice and horse things on site. We could have new buildings. We could have current modern places to stall and show our animals at fair. we could have things like a carnival. We could do those things with a larger facility. So those are some of the things that we're discussing and would love to. I mean, those are our high-end, long-term wish list.
So the inside info I got, I can't say who said it, or maybe it's a rumor. So that the fairgrounds might be moved, maybe or not. Have you already think
We're in the talks. Yeah.
Yeah, we are discussing that, and if we can come up with, we're coming up with long-term plans
Okay.
toward those ideals.
So it's just a space that kind of limits. Well, I guess it makes sense because I forgot there's a road and there's a softball fields. I didn't know that was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also with more space, is the derby is great, but for more people to show up, I feel like tractor pulls are also a really big thing. But yeah, like we've talked about doing it, but we just don't have the space. It's not a long enough track for it. And there's also like other versions of derby, like there's racing derbies, and there's figure eight derbies where they go in a figure eight and they kind of crash into each other. So if we had another like a track for derbies and like races, like that could be like a year-round thing. Like we could have a tractor pull like somewhere like during the summer, have like races during the summer. So that's more money coming to the town and more money coming to the fair. So if we had more options and more space, we could bring stuff year-round. Like it didn't have to be a part of the fair. We could have animal shows that aren't based off the county. Like anyone can show up, like a Jackbox show. With more space like that, we could really just bring stuff year round and not just be limited to just fair week.
Okay, that's actually, I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. So, farmer, welder, entrepreneur. I like that. You're gonna make millions one day. So yeah, I didn't even think of that. So let's say you guys were like running everything, and you guys did have like say the 40 acres stuff. And then what would you guys? I know we already talked about it, but what else would you guys want, or how could you make it grow? I like the ideas. You had more events, it makes it year round. But you guys got other ideas? That'd be great too.
Yeah, probably better show barn quality. Like either have better barn set up for the animals so it's just all right together, and the show rings right in the middle. You can bring your animal, just it's all enclosed. Maybe because during the pig show and other shows, it can get hot, and then those animals are stressed out a little bit more, and you're not getting your perfect animal show quality. Like, the better conditions that it is for the animal, the better you're gonna show. So, if we could get better show conditions and better, kind of like tack or better like stalls, or what would it be?
You have nice accommodations.
Yeah, better accommodations. Like, the animal quality will go up, the showman quality will go up, and I feel like more people would show up and make it more competitive.
And then now that I'm thinking about, you guys want to go?
I was also just gonna say like kind of what Trey was saying, like maybe even bigger stalls, because I know the chicken cages aren't that big. It's only a couple days, but still to have more room to like lay down, or like the sheep stalls. We're getting new ones, but if they could just be bigger and like better enclosed, and yeah, just like bigger room for our animals to kind of get, like he said, better show quality.
Like, and also, she brought up the chicken in areas. The rabbits stay in the same area as the chickens, and the cages for that is just wire. It's just mesh. And some people will bring their rabbits in, and with their rabbits, they got little feet. And when they step on that wire and they're sitting on that wire, it can hurt their feet. And I've known some people to bring little mats to put on it, but obviously it's not ideal to have to bring a mat just to keep your rabbit happy and healthy. And with those cages, I mean, they're just mesh. There's a single line of mesh separating your rabbit. So if you put them next to somebody and maybe your chickens fight with their chickens through the mesh, then you could end up with feathers being lost, or just not perfect show quality for your animals.
Okay. So what if you guys did have like, just larger space and you just slow on, or like the accommodations, it would be better for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Because also another thing that I don't want to get off track too much, But like one thing that this is what I've noticed that for example here in Vermilion, I haven't seen like it seems like Vermilion doesn't have like their own like carnivore festival. We got like the Clay County Fair, and then we also have I would say Ribs Rods, and maybe USD has their D-Days. But if they, that is, oh, I don't know if that's a secret. Maybe not. I don't know if I said. I'll just.
Not a secret now, I guess.
But they did. They're trying to. I think they'll bring it back. And yeah, they'll have it. And then one thing that you were mentioning it, like bigger space and having year-round stuff that could, and you could pull in more money, and maybe use that space to have like the city to have the Clay County Fair could be larger. It could probably be the Vermilion's big event because I want to see that. I like the small town. I like it. I like the community. I like the agriculture. I think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential. Now going back to let's see, back to the 4-H. Now how do you guys get funding for all that stuff? Is it like donations or from businesses? How does that work?
We have a lot of support from the area businesses and from community members. We have great sponsors. If you drive down Cherry Street right now, you will notice signs up along our fence for our premier sponsors. That really is the primary way that we get support to run this fair. Without the support of our community, of our businesses, this fair would not happen to support these kids, to support this community.
Yeah.
So we are very, very grateful to all of them.
Do you guys also do it's something with the 4-H? Because I could have sworn we bought something with like a box, and then there's like yeah, because I have the box.
Yeah.
There it is. Because I have the box, and I take it with me because that's where I have my mics. So I should. I guess
Good box.
it's my it's a really good box. Yeah, that's part of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our annual fundraiser.
Okay, because that one's really cool.
Fruit.
That's
Yeah.
really cool because at first, because Myra, my wife, she was telling me about it, and I was like, I don't know, because we already got Walmart, but now I was way wrong because they brought that all the fruit and everything, and it was pretty good.
Very good fruit.
That's
It's very good.
really really good.
We also have a fundraiser going on right now where we're raising money to be able to redo our kitchen in the 4-H building here, and possibly, depending on where we go with our long-term goals, be able to move the things that we purchased now to go with us to a new facility. So, and right now our it's at how much? $32,000. So
it's in the 30s.
it's $32,000, and it's a 50-50 drawing. So half of the money will stay with our 4-H kitchen project, and then the other half will go to the winner. So that will be a culminating event at the fair. We'll draw the name that wins at the fair. So Chasing of the 4 Clubs fundraiser. So that's the second year we've done that. So last year we raised about $11,000. So
Okay, that's sweet.
getting closer to our goal.
Is the farmers market part of the 4-H, or is that completely different?
So that I could talk about.
Okay, yeah.
No, the farmers market is separate from the fair, but the fair board graciously allows us space on their grounds to host the farmers market every week. So we've been great partners.
Oh, okay. So okay. We'll probably do another episode. 'Cause I got a lot. I like that. It's really really cool, and I'll explain why maybe in another time. But yeah. So we might run out of time, but with each of y'all, is there any like last words or anything you guys want to say? Oh, also a quick thing. When is the Clay County Fair?
August 8th through 10th. But yeah, just make sure to come to the fair, and the Derby, of course, it's a huge thing. It's 7 p.m. There's always, in the big arena, there's always every night at 7 p.m. during the fair, something big. Like there is the bull rides first day, second day, the ATV mud drags, and then the third day, of course, the Derby at 7 p.m. every night. So definitely make sure to come for those.
Yeah, like she was just saying, make sure to stop by at some of the livestock shows. We have a petting zoo this year, so the kids can come get some hands-on experience with the animals, and then just walk through all the animal barns, and you can just kind of look at all the different animals that we show and maybe learn something.
the more people that show up and the more money that we raise and is put into the 4-H grounds and the 4-Hers, the better it gets. So the more money, more space, it improves the town, it improves the people here, and improves the 4-Hers. So, like, if you invest in us, it'll eventually invest in you.
Yeah, I guess my last thoughts are, we have a lot of community members that go to football games and basketball games, and we just encourage them, those same members, to come out and watch these kids show. It is really fun to see all the hard work that they put in, and to be able to show their animals. It's kind of nice to have the stands filled, and have a cheering section, and kind of show off what they've done all year.
Check us out on Facebook. Check us out online to get the schedule. Come see what the community is doing. Come see what these kids are doing, and check out the best of Clay County.
And also freshly this year, we have started a Clay County Fair TikTok page that we will be running throughout the fair, and we will be interviewing the showers. We will be interviewing some of just the people around the fair, and we'll just be giving tons of information about the fair through that and also through the Facebook. So make sure to follow that. It is Clay County Fair on TikTok.
Also, I said I was going to end it, but there's another thing. Some of the activities at the Clay County Fair, what do you guys have? One of them I remember is the salsa one. Yeah, and
Okay, yes.
and I'll give you a little quick story because I think we ended it 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks. 2 years ago because Myra was so excited about that. But what she didn't realize is the salsa is way different than ours, which isn't bad.
Yes.
It's not bad because it's our salsa is different than like the normal chip and dip salsa. So she was kind of upset when she lost. But I was like, it's fine.
Nobody loses. Yes, so we have a salsa competition and food, not dancing. Every year I have somebody ask if we're doing a salsa dancing competition, but on Saturday afternoon, the farmers market hosts a salsa competition in Clover Hall, which is right across from the 4-H building. From 2 to 3, you can enter your salsa, bring a quart of salsa over, and it can be last year's salsa that you canned safely. And it is a people's choice judging. So from 3 to 4, come out and judge the salsa. So you get to taste all of these salsas as well. It's a great time to see what people around have made, to taste these local tomatoes and all of these different kinds of salsas. Some of them aren't even tomato salsas.
Yeah, we noticed that there was one that was kind of like I think like fruit based.
Yeah.
For me, I eat it, so it wasn't bad. It did throw Myra off because she's like, why is it kind of sweet? But
I'm also a Texas girl. I get it. I want to come out, and our version of Big Tex is the hay bales that our 4-H clubs decorate, and you get the opportunity to come out and check those out. And I think you can vote on the best one as well.
And you guys also do if I remember right, like a auction for baking goods?
The pie contest. Yes. Yes, and there's an auction on Saturday for pies, and we have a chainsaw artist. Not this year? Oh, okay, never mind. I take it back. I lied. So it is an auction though for pies and baked goods on Saturday afternoon, and that is always huge because we have amazing bakers here, and there is some stiff competition for those baked goods and those pies.
What about food? I think if I remember right, it was last year. I saw Carly's Kitchen, or they had like their own desserts. But what do you guys got for food?
So the food stand will be open throughout the fair, and then that money goes right back into our fair, to the Leaders Association that pays for different things for the 4-Hers throughout the year and helps with premium money. Also, there will be a couple food trucks.
Okay,
that will be here. I want to say, I'm not exactly sure the days, but there's is it a coffee one and a AC treat one, and kind of different foods that is not being different than what's sold at the food stand. If I could talk, that'd be great. And then we have the free community barbecue. so that's always fun.
Social.
And an ice cream social. So lots of food stuff going on at the fair.
Man, I'm gonna miss it. That sucks. I mean, I like the food. I'm not even gonna be. You guys should have tacos one day. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I agree. Walking tacos, maybe. I think is that one of the days? Maybe. I know we've done that in the past.
We should. Cool. Well, I think we're out of time. I do want to thank y'all for being on the show, and hopefully people come out for the Clay County Fair and get involved with 4-H. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.